I suppose I knew that one day it would come to an end, but I didn't really like to think about it too much. Like most of the kids who I was in the Folkestone United juniors team with, I always dreamed of becoming a footballer. But after scoring a hat-trick against Wigginton Grasshoppers in the Yelcombe District Minor League Cup final one year, and after the game our coach taking me to one side and telling me and my mum that he thought that if I wanted to, I could make it as a professional footballer, I never really thought about doing anything else. It was a couple of weeks after my 15th birthday when I signed schoolboy terms with Leeds United, though how I ended up getting spotted by them was a total coincidence. I was playing in a match for Folkestone United's first team, and I didn't know it at the time, but there was a Leeds United scout there, watching one of the opposition's players. I must have impressed him, because after the game he came over and introduced himself to me and our coach, and asked me if I would like to come down to Leeds for a trial. I can still remember the day of the trial, taking the train to Leeds on my own and just feeling really relaxed about it all. I suppose I'd always been confident in my own ability, but I did still have to pinch myself when I got offered a contract afterwards. If I'm honest, my first season in the youth team at Leeds was a bit of a shock to the system. The training was much harder than what I was used to, and there were some really talented kids in that team who I knew were better than me. But I did well enough in my first couple of seasons to get called up to the first team squad for a third round FA Cup tie at Ellen Road against one of our local rivals, Rotherham United. We were 3-0 up with about 20 minutes to go when the manager told me to start warming up, as he would be bringing me on in a couple of minutes to make my first team debut. I can remember feeling that this was my chance to really make a good impression, and as soon as I came on I set about trying to affect the game in any way I could. I'd barely had a touch when I remember sliding in for a 50-50 ball, and that was when it happened. My right leg got caught in the tackle at a funny angle, and I twisted my knee. The pain was unlike anything I'd ever felt before, and straight away I knew that what I'd done was serious. My knee started swelling up and I couldn't put any weight on it, so I was quickly stretched off and then taken straight to hospital, where they told me that I'd torn both cruciate ligaments in my right knee and would have to have an operation to repair them. I was out for the rest of that season, and I missed just about the whole of the following season, but when I eventually got back to full training, I could feel that my knee wasn't quite the same. I tried my best to hide it in training, and just hoped that the coaches wouldn't notice. A couple of months later I was sent out on loan to Huddersfield Town, and then to York City, where I spent most of my time there playing for the reserves. So I feared the worst when I returned to Leeds, and immediately got called into the manager's office, where I was told that I was being released by the club, and that they'd received no offers for me from anywhere. I didn't really know what to do after that. It was like my world had ended in a way. Football was all I'd ever known. I spent a couple of years on the dole, before I eventually decided to set up my own cleaning business. Though if I'm honest, my heart isn't really in it, and I've been thinking about trying to get into coaching. I thought about volunteering to coach one of the local teams to get a bit of experience, and signing myself up to do the FA's Level 1 coaching course. Then I'm hoping that maybe an opportunity might come up to coach at one of the nearby non-league clubs in the future.